Hello everybody, welcome to part 17 of Dark Souls with Funzyr. What I did was I went down and I farmed New Londo off camera. I ended up being lucky enough that I got a Titanite slab, which allowed me to get my great scythe to plus 15. I also farmed enough chunks to get the bow and the shield to both plus 14. We won't be using the bow in the fight, but it'll help us later on. Besides that, I also leveled up to 62. We were 51 before. In doing that, I got my vitality, my endurance, my dexterity all up. So my vitality is at 20 now, my endurance is 40, my dexterity is 30. That gives me a lot more equip load, and it also gives me almost as much stamina as I have health. So then I worked my way back to Ornstein, and I'm feeling pretty good. We should be doing a lot more damage to the bosses in here, and we also should be taking a lot less damage because I've got the Havel's armor, the chest piece, the gauntlets, and the legs. I've got the Mask of the Child on, and I've also got the Ring of Favor and Protection and Havel's ring. So I've got a lot of equipment on, but I'm still just a little over a third of my equip weight. So we're at mid-roll right now, but that shouldn't matter because we shouldn't take too much damage. Like I said, our physical defense is more than 1.5 times what it was before, thanks to the levels and the new armor that we have on. One of the things about Havel's armor, though, is you can't enhance it. You can't give it these pluses to make it stronger. We're going to have to get other armor as we progress that will eventually eclipse it. And it'll probably be a lower weight, but we'll get to that as we come to it. But for now, let's go in here. I'm feeling pretty good about this. It might still take us a couple of tries, so I will cut out any runbacks if I have trouble with this. Otherwise, the goal is to kill Smough first, and then we'll get Ornstein after. He is a little bit harder to kill as the second enemy, but with Smough here, we should be able to divide and conquer. I also died a couple times during my farming exercises, so I don't have to worry about picking up my shield either. Okay. Alright, we got him down. Now all we have to do is work on Ornstein. Now he's going to absorb Smough's powers, so he'll be a lot stronger now, and he also heals up to full. But it's me and Smough on him, so it should be a much easier fight. And this just goes back to it's a role-playing game. It's a role-playing game, so leveling up and getting better equipment makes a big difference. Of course, it helps to not get hit too. Alright, let's get in there now. want to roll just as his foot comes down when he does that. So far, so good. Oh, that takes 2 rolls to get out of that. And I think we're going to lose Solaire soon, so I'm going to switch to the flasks. Just a couple more hits and we got him. And Solaire barely survived. Alright guys. So, one of the things that this shows us is if anything is too tough for you to handle right now in the game, all you have to do is level up, get better equipment. And he drops the Leo ring for us. What the Leo ring is, let me show you. That's down here. Alright, so here are 3 animal rings. The Leo ring, the wolf ring, and the hawk ring. There's actually one more ring from the Knights of Artorias, and that'll be the hornet ring. We'll get that later, probably in a few episodes. So with speaking of the episodes, with Christmas coming up, I'm going to be out of town for a couple days, so I won't be able to upload all the videos as fast as I was, but that's okay. Right now I think I've got 1 or 2 viewers, and so I apologize to you. But remember in the last episode we beat Lautrec. We had to invade him because he was guilty of killing our firekeeper. Well, this corpse has his armor. Like I said, it's one of my favorite designs in the game as far as armor goes. And we may decide to switch to it because it weighs a lot less than what we have. I just am not certain if I can enhance it, reinforce it in any way. I guess we can check at this bonfire. I also went through and I cleaned out my inventory. So we can, but it takes Twinkling Titanite, but most of the good armor does. So if we look at the chest piece, for instance, it weighs 8 less than the Havel's armor, and we can get it up to +5, so it's going to be not quite as good. The Silver Knight armor I believe we can enhance. It weighs a little bit more, but at the end of it it'll be much closer to the same quality of armor as Havel's armor, with a lot less weight. Really, the Crimson Robe is great. The only thing that it misses for us is poise, but for the weight to protection, it's just absolutely amazing. So that's probably what we're going to end up going with, is some crimson and maybe some silver, a little bit of a mix, but we'll get to that as we go. So let's go up here to the doors. Let's talk to our next NPC here.
Thou hast journeyed far and overcome much, chosen undead. Come hither, child. O chosen undead, I am Guinevere, daughter of Lord Gwyn and Queen of Sunlight. Since the day Father his wounded obscureth, I have awaited thee. I bequeath the Lord vessel to thee.
We have the Lord vessel now. We can warp between all the bonfires.
And beseech thee, succeed Lord Gwyn, and inheriteth the fire of our world. Thou shalt endeth this eternal twilight, and avert further undead sacrifices.
Okay, so if we choose to kneel again, she'll ask us to join her covenant. Everybody makes a big deal about her breasts for some reason. Really, whatever. It's just, it's part of the game. It's not a big deal here. But what we can do now is, the important part of all that is now we can warp. We can warp to not all of the bonfires we've been to, but we can warp to certain ones. So we're going to actually go back to the Orlando bonfire, which is not this bonfire. This bonfire, I'll show you in a second as we zone in. It's actually got a different name. So it is important to have an idea of what the names are. So if we try to warp now, you'll see that Orlando is gone, and in its place is Chamber of the Princess. That's where we just were. So you can't warp to the same bonfire you're at for obvious reasons. Let's repair everything. Alright. And then we will proceed. So this is our next step. I think that the golden fog is still up, actually. See if we can see it from here. No, we can't see it. Alright. I think it's still up. And if it is, then we're gonna have to go and give the Lord vessel to Frampt. Try to pull these guys one at a time, but if you can shoot them without them coming, you can see this plus 14 bow does tremendously more damage than what it did before. I was doing 82 damage from much closer before. Alright, this guy wants to fight. So, circle to your right. Keep your shield up for that type of thing. You need to, obviously you need to have enough room to get behind him. And there you go. When he does his shield bash like that, he's pretty much just vulnerable to your attacks. So as we come up here, we see that we've got a mimic. Now if you're patient, you want to wait. You can sometimes see it stick its tongue out, but we're not too worried about that right now. Let's just kill him. Alright. And he drops a crystal halberd, which you can buy off of Null back in Firelink if you want. But it's important to kill all of the mimics, because when you kill the last one, he will definitely drop the symbol of avarice. One more night for us to fight, but I don't want to fight him out there. That's a little bit of a small area for us. What we're going to do is we're going to shoot him in the head, and then we'll draw him out here, and then shield, circle, attack, and now we get, okay, and he's down. As you can see, having all this extra armor does reduce the damage that we take. So I believe that damage reduction happens after you block with the shield. So if you block 95% with your shield and you have enough armor, you actually will take no damage. Alright, yeah, the golden fog is still here, but I want to do a special event with one of the other bosses that we can't do until we do the DLC. So I'm going to go back down and talk to Frampt. Okay, we're back in Firelink. Let's go talk to Frampt.
Heavens, you have done it. You have retrieved the Lord Vessel. After 1,000 years, it is you. It is really you. Forgive me. I really should calm down. Now, let us take that vessel on a journey. I assume that you are ready. Now, be still.
Nom 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 nom. If you choose, you can just jump down the hole next to him.
This is the Firelink chamber for the successor of Lord Gwyn. Now, place the Lord Vessel on the altar.
If you choose, you can just jump down next to him, and you'll fall and end up right here with no damage. So that's not a problem. And that's the golden fog that we saw that was blocking our way. Right there, actually, that one. Now we can rest at the Lord Vessel just like a bonfire. The only difference is that we can offer certain souls to it when we get them. And we'll get to that as we go through. But from here we can always warp as well. So let's warp to Anor Londo. You can't warp to this as if it were a bonfire also. That's another difference. A lot of people choose not to give Anastasia's voice back, or her soul back to her and revive her. A lot of people choose to keep that firekeeper soul and enhance their Estus flask. If you choose to do that, you can still warp to Firelink Shrine, you just can't rest there. So that's up to you how you want to do it. Just want to give you your options ahead of time. So I'm going to rest here just in case something bad happens and we die. But I expect we should be okay for the little bit that we're going to do in here. We've got quite a few souls. We'll probably spend them on a couple of levels soon. But for now, let's kill this guy. So we're going to try to stay at this end of the room and circle him. He blocks a lot with that shield, huh? And here we go, shield bash. That's our chance to hit him. And you see I got him as he was trying to jump back, so I did a little bit of extra damage. Instead of 410, it was 492. And we get the giant shield from him. And those two guys aren't going to activate, so we don't even have to worry about them. Now we go up here, and we'll see that the fog is gone, so we can get through it. And this boar here, he's actually hard tethered, so he won't ever go past that step. But you see how we hit off his armor? If you two-hand your weapon, you actually go through his armor. And you saw how I did 99 damage instead of 33. And there you go. So remember, when you fight him, two-hand your weapon. When you fight the boars, it's always better to do it that way. Generally, I like to one-hand my weapon so that I have my shield available for parries and blocking. So when we come around here, there's actually another boar. You can see his tusk just sticking out there. We're going to actually run around him and keep running up these steps and turn right. And he can't make it through there. And there we go. And we got him. So that is the easy way to take those boars out. Just repair, just because, I don't know, that's me. But we can't warp to this bonfire. I don't believe we can. But that's not going to be too much of an issue, I think. So we'll pull this lever and we can ride the elevator up. We're going to stay off to the left here, because once we get up here there are several guys that are going to be moving for us immediately if we're standing out in the open. And there's one of them. So these guys have no poise whatsoever. But if they hit you, they do a lot of damage. All we gotta do is hit him a couple of times. And one more. And we've got one coming. Let's top ourselves off. let's take him out. Up there you can see there's a channeler. The easiest way to fight him is at range, because as you get closer he's going to teleport further away. But there's this guy waiting for us. And now I'm playing sloppy. Okay, let's see if we can get in. Alright, let's use poison. And as you can see, his hit points go down rather quickly when you poison him. And then we'll just keep hitting him with arrows here. And that should be all it takes. And there's 800. So there's a chance that these guys will drop, that those channelers will drop their trident. And that trident is a good caster weapon. So this blue golem here is who we're here for. We'll just give him a shot and then we'll back away. What we're going to do is we're going to try, just like the other golems, we're going to bait an attack and then back away. But with our weapon, it's not too bad. Alright, the broken pendant is exactly what we wanted. That was why we're here. As you can see, there's a lot more to do in this area, but we'll come back later for them. I was just checking to see if he dropped his trident, but he didn't. Okay. We'll head back down, and then I'm going to warp to the Undead Parish. And from there, we can go to the DLC, and we'll see that. And then after that, we'll take on Sith. We'll see Andre again in a little bit, I'm sure, but for now, let's leave him behind. I'm going to the bottom, so I will cut out that run, and I'll see you then. Okay, here we are down at the bottom where we fought the Hydra. What we're going to do is head over here. You all remember the trick of spamming triangle. Also, you can stay on the edge here. So one of the things you see is there's some sort of a portal ahead of us, and there's also an item. Let's go pick up the item, see what that is. And then we'll look at this portal. That is Dusk's set. That's her armor set that she wears when you summon her. So you gotta wonder, is that Dusk down here? It's definitely a female corpse. So one would have to assume that that really is Dusk. Let's examine this portal. Some weird hand grabbed us and brought us to Sanctuary Garden. So let's rest here. Prepare everything. And then what we're going to do is we'll actually level up. I think we can get 3 levels out of it. I'm going to take 3 levels of Dex for the extra damage. We can also do Vitality. If you go above 40 on Endurance though, it does not give you as much of a benefit. It has diminishing returns after 40. So I usually stick to 40 until I hit the soft cap for everything else. Vitality, I believe that's 30, but I'm not 100% certain. Most of the other stats though, it's 40. Resistance is just not worth taking in general until you get everything else maxed out at 99, just because it really gives you no benefit. So I'm going for the damage right now. And let's head up here. No, this is actually a boss fog, so the DLC throws you right into it. And let's get in here and fight Sanctuary Garden. Now, one of the things about him is strafe around the corner. Just keep strafing around. You can actually cut his tail off. You want to dodge that? It does no damage, but it stuns you. So keep strafing around and attack when you get an opening. Shield up. We broke his poise by taking his tail. He just knocked us down with that charge attack. So keep strafing around. One more hit and he is down, but that doesn't mean he's out yet. We need to keep on our toes. So real quick, we'll just look at his tail. It's a dex-based weapon. It's a whip. It does very little damage. The only thing it has going for it really is the poison effect. I would strongly suggest not using it unless if you have some sort of a challenge planned. The weight is 5. That's very heavy. We will actually get a whip later on that will be lighter and better, and I still recommend not using a whip if you can avoid it, or unless if you have a challenge planned that you require that whip. So he was guarding this area. The first thing you'll notice, of course, is the bonfire. The second thing you'll notice is that big mushroom over there. And I'm gonna head over. Actually, we can talk to this mushroom.
Well, look at this one. From what faraway age hast thou come? Thy scent is very human indeed, but not intolerable. Ah, Princess Dusk's savior. Thine aura is precisely as she described. I thank thee deeply for rescuing Her Highness. But Princess Dusk is here no longer, snatched away by that horrifying primeval human. And so I must ask, couldst thou once more play the savior? Thank you. I am Elizabeth, guardian of this sanctuary. Something of a godmother to Princess Dusk. I shall assist thee to my utmost, for I am one with the sorceries of Ornstein.
Now, once you get the broken pendant, you can no longer summon Dusk down where we fought the Hydra. Instead, we can now talk to Elizabeth here, and she sells all the same things that Dusk sold. So that's your recourse if you did get that.
May the flames guide thee.
If you forgot to buy something and you went and got the broken pendant, you just have to talk to her. So, again, we can warp from and to this bonfire. We can also warp to the other one that we were just at, the Sanctuary Garden. So we have all of our warping is available to us in case if we run into too much trouble somewhere. But I'm going to call this episode for now. Thank you all for traveling along with me. I hope that I was able to help you out and teach you something. Until next time, have a good day.